Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to FM Projects. And boy, we have kind of an odd story for you here today. So this is what our dynamics look like here on FC Yanbian. And as you can see, it's kind of normal. These players are all balanced. I hate balanced players. Whatever. What are you going to do about it? We have secondary social group A. They're generally leaders. We want them to be in the social group with everyone else. Again, what are you going to do about it? You can't do much. Other players, yeah, whatever. Secondary social group B. This group is made up of mostly North Korean players, except for Jonovic, who speaks no Korean, a 26-year-old Serbian Austrian, just so happens to have a bunch of North Korean friends on our team. I don't know. I don't get it. Let's go play China Locomotive. As you can see, we have Zhang Yan in goal here today instead of Hoyu, who made me really upset last time. If you didn't watch that video, go back and see. We're putting Jonovic back in here at left back. He hasn't played much at all. He's not going to get into the center back spots, not with Yeja, Torres. Who else do we have usually there? Paulson, and we've had Sander in for a couple of games. I mean, Jonovic was kind of a waste of money. Breno, all of these younger players are actually better than him. We'll put him in today. Song Won-jae here on the back right. Usually he's up here, but we have Kim Yong-il in there, and so we'll see how Song Won-jae does from back here. Mr. Kwon, as always, and Wade. Han Jin back in it with his great model professional personality, as I just said, Kim Yong-il. Then Gao Yang, who you haven't seen much of because we have, again, better young strikers along with Rovaglia. And let's go out. Jonovic is lacking in match fitness. We'll see how long he lasts. Let's go out and beat Lokomotiv. And we've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me, boys. Here we are in Tianjin, where there's no real stadium. There's really no crowd here. It looks like everybody is supporting us. And so it is. And off we are to the big match for today. I think that we should be able to win this one by quite a large number of goals. Many of you may be wondering why it is that I show so many of these matches that we end up dominating. I know that many other Football Manager YouTubers do not do this sort of thing. I've decided to do it for a number of reasons. The biggest reason is so that I don't wind up sitting around playing Football Manager all day to get past what they call the in-betweeny bits. And instead, I can limit my own gameplay. The other reason, though, is because I think that we all want to get to know these players, and I want you to get to know them as well as I do, as Torres misses that one kind of badly. Man, look at it. Lokomotiv has a absolutely defensive setup today. They are scared to death of this match, and Mr. Kwon has missed a sitter. And how did he miss that? How did he miss that? Hit like three different posts. I mean, that was insane. Kim Yong-il now over there to Torres. That's an awful corner. We'll send it over here to the other side. We don't have any good corner takers. I always complain about it. Kim Yong-il apparently taking corners from both sides. Which means I probably didn't set up the corners right today, but whatever. We'll play through it. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. And as you can see here on the replay, Gao Yang had it there to Mr. Kwon, and that one is that's one of those like toilet bowl shots in basketball where it kind of goes around and around and falls out. Anyway, so yeah, Mr. Kwon with the toilet bowl. Xiang Liang now kicks it up, and Jonovic is onto that one over to Wade, back to Han Jin. Jonovic is probably upset that we don't have Mr. Pak in the team, our North Korean, on the other fullback side, and Gao Yang scores a goal. That was very easy. He's showing Mr. Kwon how to score goals here. Mr. Kwon trying to do something fancy, and Gao Yang says, no, all you have to do is just walk it into the goal. It's a beautiful pass by Rovaglia, and I mean, you can see that Lokomotiv has tons and tons of defenders back trying to stop us, and they can't do anything about it. They can't stop us. Nobody can stop us. We are invincible. We are unstoppable. We are the best team in this country by far. Song Won-jae kicks it forward, and there's Han Jin. After that one goes past Rovaglia. Han Jin has been playing incredibly well lately. What a great player. And Rovaglia, I'm not sure if he actually got a foot onto that one or not. Let's take a look. Goes to Gao Yang, who puts it back to Song Won-jae, and that's more of a shot than it is a cross. Kind of bowls over Rovaglia. Looks like a domino falling down. And there's not much that Lokomotiv can do to stop that. And here comes Gao Yang again, and he is fouled in the back. That was a scissor kick, and there's another red card. People have been saying there have been a lot of these in the latest update of Football Manager. I think that's the third one I've seen here in just a little while, but we don't even get to see the free kick. I guess they determined that was a goal kick. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but no problem. And now John Dapeng is there, and Zhang Yan, fortunately, is there to get around on it. And that was a little bit scary. If that's Hoyu in goal, I think he's probably flapping his arms and jumping around. We need better goaltenders. Mr. Kwon now over to Rovaglia, back to Kim Yong-il, and Kim Yong-il has a shot at it, unable to score. He has not been scoring many goals so far this season. As you are very well aware, signing him made Hwang Bo-eun really upset, and I'm starting to rue that signing because Hwang Bo-eun is a very good player, and Kim Yong-il has had a whole bunch of attempts on goal that looks just like that one. And, I mean, what can I say? We need to sign players who want to be here, who are good players, and who are consistent. And Mr. Kwon, who is not consistent, gets his goal there on that header. And maybe I did set up the corners right after all. I don't know. I mean, they say all you have to do is take a bunch of tall players and put them there in the middle, and that's what we did there, and that worked that time. Mr. Kwon has it there on the far side, and we have about 10 players there in the middle. And it is Lokomotiv with the kickoff now. They are down 3-0, just like that. And I think we're sitting pretty. Muyang now over to Lei Yutian, back to San Xiaobing, back to Shen Tao, over to Lei Yutian. We can let them do this all day long if they want. Here's Jonovic now. Jonovic. Well, what's he going to do? Nobody knows. He doesn't even know. Back to Yejia. Yejia sits with it over to Wade. And Wade finds Gao Yang over to Rovaglia. And unfortunately, Rovaglia not able to get that one through. Rovaglia came in when we signed him and told me he was going to be a star player. Where are you, Rovaglia? And that was a nice attempt on a header in off of that corner to goal, but just not quite able to get that one down. I mean, Rovaglia, I don't know. The defender gets in the way, I know, but take another step, move the other way. You don't have to, you don't have to kick it straight at his foot. Rovaglia now back with this on the back side. And is he going to cross it in? He crosses it into the defender, and it's going to be Jonovic back to get that one. Here's Jonovic with the ball on the other side of the pitch over to Mr. Kwon, over to Song Wen-jae, who has a shot from range and can't get that one to go down. I'm not going to tell him not to shoot that because he's made shots like that before. And we see the slow replay of that. And, just a little bit further down and you've got it. There's no way this goalkeeper is going to get to that. And we're up 3-0 anyway. Might as well have fun with it. Gao Yang now over to Rovaglia, who's miles offside. He scores the goal, but this is going to be brought back. Yeah, you can see the ref right here. That's brought back. That's easily offside. And, anybody could have seen that one. You'll notice no VAR here. We don't need it for this call, though. I mean, look at how far offside he is. He's offside by about as far as you can be. And they won't even show us the close offsides because it wasn't close. Everybody knew that was offside. And the fans here for Lokomotiv are waving their fists in the air for some reason. I'm not quite sure what they think they're going to do because you need to at least get the ball for a shot. I don't think they've had a shot yet so far in this match. Well, we can't even see the match stats because our team is so awesome that we are just having a highlight after highlight after highlight. Here's Han Jin again, back to Torres. I think it was Torres who missed that sitter of a header. Song Wen-jae now gets a cross into Gao Yang, and not really happening. He was offside anyway. We haven't even gone through a half hour yet, by the way. And we are dominating possession, and we have all of the offense, and we are likely to win this match again. And it's Rovaglia again over to Kim Yong-il, and he blasts that one. And I'm not really happy with what I'm seeing from Kim Yong-il. Really, I would much rather have put Song Wen-jae up front. In fact, we'll see what we can do here at halftime. We may just take Kim Yong-il out. Rovaglia finally gets his goal. Pietro, I didn't see what that said. Was that like his third goal of the season? Maybe a little bit more than that. Rovaglia is a good player, but hasn't really dominated the way that he told me that he would. And as we see this one come in again, this was a very nice move, and he moves laterally with the best of them, and that's what he needs to do there. And it's a question more of where in the world was that before, and how come you only have one goal so far out of our 4? You could have had at least 2 more if you had been doing that before. Wade back to Jonovic. Jonovic over to Yejia. Back to Wade. Wade over to Mr. Kwon. Mr. Kwon over to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il. And that South-North Korean connection is working pretty well for us, but Lokomotiv able to get around on that. Han Jin now. Han Jin up to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il, and that's another one that's deflected. I mean, he wins a corner for us, but Kim Yong-il has not been playing well, and as I've said before, we're likely going to take him off here at halftime. I don't care what his rating says. He's not been playing well. I know what I see. And that is the end of that highlight. We've had a lot of chances on goal, and we really should be up by more than just 4, if you can believe it. And Wade there with another chance on goal, and boy, that's a good save by Xiang Liang, who just happens to be in the right place. And And it's back to Song Wen-jie, who has been playing pretty well in this right fullback position. Though, again, I would really much rather have him up front. And I think that's what we're going to be doing here in the future. The Kim Jong-il experiment, unfortunately, has not worked so well for us. And is mostly my assistant manager who wants to play him where we're playing him today. And I don't know, man. I think we're better off actually having him on the bench and playing some of these younger players and sort of getting rid of this guy after the end of the season. Ravaglia with another shot on goal. My apologies if you can hear my dog. This is my dog reacting to whoever's walking past the front door. This is one of the realities we have to live with. Torres now up to Gao Yang, who's not able to get on in. There's Jie, who gets around on it over Jonovic. Jonovic now. Jonovic moves it up the pitch and loses the ball right away. And this is why we don't start Jonovic very often, because he does that. And here's Wei Wenyo for Lokomotiv, and he's got a goal. And that looked bad on the part of our goaltender. And now it's only 4-1. In a match that we really should be dominating, and we need to find better support in goal. And you may see goaltender be a sort of revolving position on the squad from here on out. That was really bad by Zhang Yan. That was horrible. That's not what I want to see. That was awful. He's in an awful position. And here we are at halftime. So it's another one of these halves that we've completely dominated and are playing well in. Like I said, you can see right here that Kim Jong-il has a 7.2. Even Zhang Yan, who looked awful on that shot, is a 6.8. But I'm not going to let that fool me. We are taking Kim Jong-il out. We'll put Huang Jianwei in. And Song Wen-jie moves up. We can see that Mr. Pak is not on the squad because he's having a rest. And we're going to take Gao Yang off as well, I think. And we probably need to take Wade off. So we'll put Songjun back in, who's got a little bit better fitness. And I want to see Kim Kung-jin again, just because he's a good player. And he also happens to be North Korean. And we love our North Korean players around these parts. And onwards and upwards we move. And now Lokomotiv is holding on to the ball as if they had the 4-1 lead. Zhang Yan gets to this one. So he does know the basics, I suppose, of playing his position. Over to Jonovic and Songjun now with the shot on goal. Zhang Lang is able to get around onto that one. And here comes the corner, and it's Songjun now with the corner. Songjun waits on it, kicks it forward. And nothing happening on that one, unfortunately, and it moves out. Now, I didn't change the corners at all after our substitution, which I suppose you're supposed to do. I don't know, Football Manager takes the most tedious part of the game and makes it essential, and takes the more fun parts of the game and makes it optional. Yeji now with the ball. Forward to Kim Kung-jin, I guess. That was a really odd decision when we have these great defensive midfielders, but do what you want. Mr. Kwon now with it. He's got control over to Song Wen-jie, over to Avaglia, and that's number 2, number 7 of the season for him, and number 2 on the day, and that one is disallowed for offside. Well, I can see that we have something to work on in our next training session, and look at that. He is offside. He's offside by about a yard there, and, I mean, it's ridiculous. He doesn't even need to do it. Just play behind your man. Kim Kung-jin back to Huang Jianwei, over to Kim Kung-jin, and boy, he just misses that. Oh my goodness. Thunder's off the crossbar. Kim Kung-jin's only 21 years old and is another one of these great players for the future. Man, if he can get that one to go in. I mean, this is just thunderous. You know, it's like Thor hitting it with his hammer. And just off the crossbar, just probably rattles the goal. About to take it off of its hinges. And here's Songjun again. Songjun, and there is a foul. I didn't see who was fouled, but it's going to be Mr. Kwon to take the penalty. I didn't see that at all. And here comes Mr. Kwon for it's Huang Jianwei. Huang Jianwei with his first attempt, and I think his first goal of the season. Let's take a look and see what they say. His second goal of the season, second for Huang Jianwei, but his first Yanbian FC goal. So that's actually really his first goal, at least for us this season, and he just puts that one away nicely. And the Lokomotiv goalkeeper doesn't have a chance, and it's 5-1 Yanbian. We're comfortably in the lead again. We could have a 7 or 8-1 lead if only Ravaglia could remember where his defender is and what the offside rule is. Torres now brings it up to Mr. Kwon. Mr. Kwon over to Hanjin. Hanjin now looking for Song Wen-jie, and it's over to Ravaglia. He's onside this time. Now he knows how to do it. Right? You just have to do it a couple times. You have to practice a little bit. Once we practice it a little bit, then you get it. Then you start to understand it. I don't know. I haven't checked to see what his personality is. Maybe he's got like a doofus personality or something like that. I don't know. But pretty nice looking goal and very good teamwork. And Song Wen-jie is showing the 31-year-old is showing us how it's done. And I'm really happy that we have him on our side. Dangyang now over to Ravaglia. Thank you very much. Ravaglia shouldn't be doing that himself, and he's going to do it himself now. And is that his hat trick? A hat trick, yes, that is his hat trick, and that will give you your 10 rating, and that gives us the 7-1 lead. And I'm a little bit sore that we're not going to get our clean sheet today. I mean, that was the third league goal we've given up all season. We've scored probably 70 now. So anyway, I'm a little bit out of sorts because of this. We should have a clean sheet in every match. Unfortunately, Zhang Yan is not up to the task, but he's still going to get a 7 rating today, so it'll be all right. Donovich looks like he's really tired and didn't have a whole lot coming into this game anyway. Songwenji is injured, and so after this free kick, we're going to do a few substitutions. And Mr. Kwon tries to get around on that one and unfortunately is unable to, and I'm forgetting where the tactics button is. There we go. Songwenji has got to come off. Rico is coming back in. Gustavo Rico, our Mexican wonder kid. We love Gustavo Rico. And who else did I say? Jonovic. That's right. And there's nobody to replace Jonovic. So sorry, Stefan, you're out there all alone. But don't worry, we have 2 of the North Koreans out there to help you along. I guess we only have 1 right now. But there's 1. I think that's what we need to do with him going forward. Every time he plays, you got to have at least 1 North Korean. Someone just still out there. They haven't figured out what I wanted to do yet, and I guess eventually we'll get a substitution after we score here. I don't know. Hanjin now. Hanjin back to Jonovic, over to Mr. Kwon, and Mr. Kwon kicks that one over into Rosie, and doesn't really know what he's doing or where he is. And I mean, we've had a couple of those from Mr. Kwon. Should be playing a little bit better than that, but it's all right. Still early in the season, by the way. You might not notice that if you watch us play. You think that we look like a seasoned team. Yeje shoves his guy over into the next row. Looks like he's playing American football. Yeje with it again. Born leader. And he really, I tell you, born leader, he led that defender over into the first row. And it's Kim Kung-jin with the goal, scoring another sitter. I didn't check to see exactly how many that's been that he scored. The assistant's telling me to put Paulson on for Torres. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'll leave Torres on. Since we're up 8-1, you might as well, go have a jog. And they call this a tight offside, and it was tighter than you think. I think that the right back there was a little bit further back than we thought. I don't know. Rovaglia's got some learning to do when it comes to how to stay onside. Mr. Kwon now over to Kim Kung-jin, who is just out of position, a little bit too deep. Torres now over to Jonovic, and Jonovic is almost beaten to that one by a much slower player. Hanjin now over to Kim Kung-jin, who's probably offside but scores again. Nope, the ref is not waving his hands at all, and so they're giving that one. And he's offside. He's offside. Yeah, he's offside. I mean, he did what he could to get back, but that one should have been brought back. That's offside. And here we go up to the end of the match, and this is going to end pretty quickly. And once again for you, we have a relatively long video as these matches take forever because we keep scoring goals. I'll have a word with the boys about it, but I think that they're going to continue to score. I don't think that they're going to not score to make shorter videos. So I hope that you enjoy goals because we have a lot of them coming. Kim Kung-jin now over to Hwang Jianwei. Hwang Jianwei over to Rovaglia, over to Jonovic. And Jonovic, I don't know what he's doing. I think he kicked that with the wrong foot. He had nobody on him. I don't really understand it, but it happened. Zhang Liang now is going to kick it straight to Rovaglia again. They have a pretty good hookup so far in this match. And Kim Kung-jin gets another shot on goal that's off goal and is deflected. And here's Tongjian once again for another corner. I haven't seen how many corners we've had so far in this match, but it's been quite a few. And that one misses Torres over to Mr. Kwon now. Mr. Kwon over to Torres to Hwang Jianwei. And Mu Yang is able to get around onto it. And the referee has done everybody a favor by bringing proceedings to a close. That's the end of it. And you can see the locomotive team is crying as if they had a chance. Pretty good game for us so far, and so it is. Well, I sure hope that you've enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope that you had a lot of fun as well. If you did, as always, subscribe, hit like, leave me a comment, and so on. Talk to you later. See you tomorrow.